Okay, imagine this. You just brought on the most brilliant, versatile assistant in the world. Seriously. This new team member can literally tackle any task you assign, but, and here's the catch, there's a vital key to unlocking their full potential. Perfectly clear, precise instructions. Now, what if you could master that communication? Not just to get results, but to really transform how you work.
Yeah, that's the goal, isn't it?
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going beyond just the basics of talking to large language models, or LLMs as you know them.
Right.
This isn't just, typing a quick question into a chatbot. It's about mastering the art, really, of crafting prompts that give you those truly impressive tailored results every single time.
And that's our mission today. We're drawing from Prompting Large Language Models, a creator's guide. And the aim is to equip you with the fundamentals, some really handy mnemonic aids, and those crucial refinement techniques.
Okay.
Think of this deep dive as your shortcut to becoming, well, incredibly well-informed and effective in this essential skill.
And kicking off this deep dive, here's the core idea we found. Just like with that brilliant new starter, if your instructions are crystal clear, precise, if you include all the relevant context and background,
Yeah, the background's important.
and if you set specific expectations for what you want back, then the LLM will genuinely start to impress you, maybe in ways you haven't even thought of yet. It's about speaking their language, right?
That's spot on. The way you phrase your prompt, it has a huge impact on the quality of the response. And, as the guide points out, there are really 3 foundational elements to start with. Every prompt.
Okay, let's break those down.
Yeah.
Element 1, context.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. LLMs trained on just vast data sets. It's like this massive ocean of information.
Right. Unimaginably vast.
So providing context is like dropping a precise GPS pin for the LLM. It directs it exactly where it needs to go to get the right info.
Yeah, otherwise you're asking it to search the whole ocean. It's just too much.
Exactly.
Your context, it could be anything that sets the stage. The guide suggests starting with something like, I am working on a marketing project to launch a new range of unprocessed food. Simple.
Okay.
Or it could just be describing a problem you're tackling, maybe a trip you're planning, or a specific task you need help with. It's the foundation, the grounding for the rest of the prompt.
That makes perfect sense. But I'm wondering, can you give it too much context? Like, could that actually confuse the LLM, or is more always better?
That's a really good question, and it hits on a common pitfall, actually. See, context is crucial, yes, but irrelevant or just excessive detail, that can absolutely dilute the focus. It's about relevant context, enough to set the scene clearly, but not so much that you kind of bury the actual instruction. We'll dig into that balance more when we talk about refining prompts later on.
Got it. Okay. So after setting the scene with context, next up is instructions, the specific task. This is where you tell the LLM exactly what you want it to do. And the advice from our source material is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Be as detailed as you would with that new assistant on day 1.
Assume nothing.
Exactly. Don't leave room for assumptions.
And there's a great example in the guide. Outline a project plan for a 6-week digital media marketing campaign
Okay.
to include all the activities needed to build customer awareness of our new product. See, it's specific, it's actionable, leaves very little room for it to go off track. That's key.
And the third element is maybe something you wouldn't think of immediately, but it sounds really valuable. Flexibility.
Ah, yes.
Our material suggests it's often good to leave a little wiggle room in your prompt. Let the AI use its creativity, its ability to think, outside the box.
Yeah, it's not just about randomness. It's about leveraging that huge knowledge base it has to spark ideas you might not have considered.
Right.
That's where the real magic can happen. So sticking with that marketing example, you could add something like, can you also recommend some unique catchphrases we could use?
Oh, I like that.
To engage our customers with our campaign, it lets the LLM go beyond just the functional instructions and offer up something potentially really innovative. It turns a basic output into something more inspiring.
So, okay, if we blend those 3 context, instructions, flexibility, we're already building much better prompts, but it sounds like we can fine-tune even more, add layers.
Definitely. As you get more comfortable, you realize you can specify things like output length. Do you want it short and concise or lengthy and detailed?
Or the tone, formal, casual, professional, maybe even, inspiring.
Exactly. Or the style. Is it a proposal, a report, an FAQ, a blog post? And crucially, the target audience. Who is this for?
Right. Marketing manager versus senior leadership versus a customer pitch.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Completely different. And the guide really encourages you Play around with these, experiment, see what difference it makes. It really helps steer the AI.
Now, that's a lot of elements to keep track of. Context, instructions, flexibility, length, tone, style, audience. How do we remember all this stuff when we're actually writing a prompt?
Well, that's where mnemonics come in handy.
Yeah.
You know, those memory aids, like the knuckle trick for remembering the days in a month.
Ah, right.
They just create a mental shortcut. And for LLM prompting, our source introduces a really powerful one, CREATE, 6 elements.
CREATE.
It's kind of an extension of a simpler idea role task format, but CREATE really fleshes it out with some critical layers.
Okay, let's break down CREATE then, letter by letter. Sounds important. First up, C is for context.
Right. This is the background, the situation, setting the scene, or even giving the LLM a persona to adopt.
Okay.
Examples from the guide are like, act as a manager, or you are an M&A consultant, or maybe as a football coach. You're defining the AI's role for the task.
Gotcha. Setting the stage.
Yeah.
Then R is for requirements.
Requirements, yeah. This is what must be included or achieved, your non-negotiables.
Okay.
So things like create a detailed process catalog or generate an in-depth 2-pager report on company X outlining strengths, weaknesses, competitors, very specific deliverables, no guesswork allowed.
Makes sense. Clear deliverables. Next is E for expectations. How's that different from requirements?
Good question. Expectations are more about the standards or the desired outcome. It's like defining what success looks like for the LLM.
Oh, okay.
So the guide gives this example. The report should be no more than 2 pages. Start with an executive summary, max 200 words. Put key recommendations in a table. Explain your rationale. See? It's like giving it a rubric.
Right, a checklist for quality.
Yeah.
Okay. Then A is for audience. This feels crucial.
Oh, it's huge and often overlooked. This helps the AI pitch the response correctly, the level of detail, the complexity, even the words it uses.
Yeah, I can see that. Writing for, like, your local darts club versus the company board. Totally different language needed.
Exactly. It can completely reshape the output. I've seen prompts fail just because the audience wasn't specified. Like you said, writing a technical manual for kindergartners.
Yeah. Okay. And that leads nicely into T for tone, I suppose.
It does. What feel do you want? Informal, professional, inspiring, maybe even cautionary. Setting the tone makes sure the AI's response matches your overall communication goal.
Right. And finally, the last E is for examples.
Examples, yes. Giving examples can be incredibly helpful. It gives the LLM a concrete reference point, shows it what you're looking for, style, structure, content. It's like saying, make it kind of like this.
That's a fantastic framework. CREATE. Context, requirements, expectations, audience, tone, examples. Can we see it all together like a full prompt using it?
Absolutely. The guide provides a great one. Here it is. You are a content writer for a travel blog focusing on unique travel experiences. Write a 550-word article for our blog about a hidden gem destination with a rich cultural experience.
Okay, setting the context, requirements.
The article should be engaging and informative, aiming to inspire our adventurous readers aged 45-70.
Audience and expectations.
Include historical facts, local customs, travel tips. Use a friendly, enthusiastic, and encouraging tone. 2 examples of unique experiences are places like Brugge in Belgium or Bled in Slovenia.
And the examples. Wow.
Yeah.
That is comprehensive. You can really see how each letter guides the LLM towards exactly what's needed. Super specific.
It makes a world of difference.
But, okay, even with CREATE, our journey isn't quite over, is it? There's still refinement, getting it just right.
Indeed. There are still pitfalls. And one major one goes back to your earlier question about context, that balancing act between avoiding ambiguity and avoiding overloading.
Right. Too vague is bad. Too much irrelevant stuff is also bad.
Exactly. A vague prompt gets you a generic response the LLM just doesn't know what to latch onto.
Yeah.
But the flip side, adding tons of irrelevant detail, that just confuses it.
So the example from the material was about summarizing a document, right? Just give it the title and maybe the length you want. Don't throw in the author, date, original length, keywords, synopsis. It's overload.
Precisely. It muddies the waters. It's about precision, not sheer volume of information.
Got it. What else?
Another big one, avoid jargon, especially technical terms or company-specific acronyms that aren't explained in the prompt.
Ah, yeah. Don't assume it knows your internal lingo.
Never assume. If you have to use a specific term, define it right there. Otherwise, it won't understand.
Okay. And this often happens with complex tasks, I think.
Yeah.
We try to cram everything into one giant prompt.
Yes. And the guide explicitly says, don't do that. Instead, break down complexity.
Smaller steps.
Smaller steps. Divide big tasks into smaller chunks, each with a clear objective. Think of it like a conversation.
Right, you agreed on what came before.
Exactly. Your chat is a conversation. The output from one prompt can be the input for the next. So instead of one huge prompt asking for an email about a deadline and the budget and asking for feedback.
You do it step by step?
Yep. Prompt for the deadline email first. Then in the next prompt, say, okay, now add a sentence about the budget. Then now ask for feedback from the team, much clearer, much more manageable for the AI.
That makes a lot of sense. Iterative prompting. Okay, another tip that seems simple but maybe gets missed. Use natural language.
Oh, definitely. Don't just stuff keywords in there.
Like best restaurants cheap near me, open now, good reviews.
Right. Instead, write it like you'd actually ask someone, can you recommend some good, inexpensive restaurants near me that are open right now? The LLM understands natural language better.
Okay. And what about for really specific things? Like if you need it to focus on an exact phrase?
That's where quotation marks are your friend.
Ah.
If you put a phrase like artificial intelligence in quotes, the LLM looks for those words together in that order. It doesn't just find artificial here and intelligence there.
Narrows it down, makes it precise.
Super useful for research or when you need it to isolate specific information.
Okay. And finally, there's this one phrase that sounds almost like magic. Let's think step by step.
Ah, yes. That one's a bit of a game changer. You add it when you're maybe unsure how it got an answer or you want it to work through something complex more transparently.
So what does it actually do?
It's fascinating. Including those 4 simple words prompts the LLM to basically explain its reasoning, its logic.
It shows its work.
It shows its work, exactly. Makes its thought process visible. And that gives you amazing insights for refining your prompt further. You see why it did what it did.
So you could say, like, develop a marketing strategy for a new tech gadget. Let's think step by step.
Precisely. And the explanation it gives back. Sometimes that's as valuable as the strategy itself.
Wow. Okay. So quite a journey today. We started with those basics: context, instructions, flexibility.
Foundations.
Then we unlocked the CREATE, mnemonic context, requirements, expectations, audience, tone, examples. A really structured way to build prompts.
A really comprehensive framework.
And we wrapped up with these essential refinement tips: balancing ambiguity and overload, avoiding jargon, breaking things down.
Using natural language, using quotes, and that powerful let's think step by step command for transparency.
You know, mastering these techniques, it feels like it's not just about getting better answers from an AI.
No, it's more fundamental than that.
It's about really transforming how you interact with these tools, making you more efficient, more insightful. It's moving from just talking at it to having a fluent conversation.
It really is. And, consider this thought. If our conversations with LLMs truly start to mimic human conversation more closely, how might mastering prompting change how we approach problem solving itself? Or how we discover knowledge in the future? What new possibilities open up when we learn to speak AI's language this fluently?